Hi everyone! Alex and I don't have a dedicated spot to put our keys yet, and this seemed like the only valid option for our household. Oh, that's so super cute. It even has the top handle. Yeah, but you can't pull it out. It's not leather or anything. So I think this is even cuter than the Stratocaster cookie cutter I had for Christmas. How cute is that? You can see a tiny bit of plastic here, but I think I can even remove it with my nail. Or the thing removes my nail. I will take an X-Acto knife to fix that. I guess this is how it opens. So there are actual jacks in here. Is there only one jack? Really? And teeny tiny screws. I think these could work, but let's quickly see how they did it. It's just a rubber band attached to this jack. This has the Marshall logo on it. Maybe we should tighten these. Oh yeah, this nut is really loose. Oh, the whole jack is rotating actually. So a bit of maintenance is always needed, as it seems. Just don't over tighten it with a wrench or something like that. You don't want to break the plastic. That's better. Yeah, so as the next step, we will put this on the wall and try to get some keys on this ring. Just before we're starting to drill holes in the wall, I wanted to have a look at the mechanism. So basically this slides like this, and this mounting plate is, well, mounted at the wall, and then there's another screw that goes right through here and this spot. Something that might be important for you to know is that it slides only one way. You can see these tiny hooks here and also the hooks here. So we don't have too much space, but we're lucky that we can only slide it from this side, right here, and then it's fixed. We couldn't, just mount it the other way as is. This is something you should keep in mind. The wall mount isn't the easiest step, especially in our kind of scenario where we have really only a tiny space left to put this nice thing, and I wanted to make sure that I got it right. This is why I made a template with a piece of paper and made a copy with a pencil. And this later I cut out as a shape, so I knew exactly how big the overall housing would be in contrast to the mounting plate. Along with the mounting plate and this template, the next step was to draw a horizontal line on the right height. I aligned the mounting plate according to the drawn line and then used my pencil again to mark the spots where I had to drill. After drilling both holes for the left side, I decided to check how the fit was, because sometimes you are a little off with the drill bit and then things get worse and worse from there. So I wanted to make sure that everything fits in the end. You still have the room to wiggle it a bit in this stage. Here you can see me put the first 2 screws in. My leveling beam didn't really fit the small space, so I kind of had to eyeball it. And I think in the end it looked fine. Once I've drilled the other 2 holes, I could put everything together, and afterwards I made sure to put the screws in diagonally. This basically removes the tension of the whole piece together, and also I made sure not to over tighten the screws because plastic and an over tightened screw don't really fit so well. And I didn't want to risk breaking this new fun toy. The last step was to put the housing over the whole mounting plate, slide it in, and then put the tiny screw on the bottom. Once this was done, finally we could try the first keys. This is so cool. In the end, I think that this jack rack was a super fun project to give your home a tiny bit more of personality. Also, I think this is a nice gadget for any rehearsal room, and it makes a great gift too. There's not only this Marshall, but there's a Fender version out there. I just like the Marshall's colors a bit more. And also the Fender has these angled jack sockets. And yeah, it's a bit more difficult to really put your keys in there more conveniently. In the beginning, especially when just seeing the pictures online, I was a tiny bit concerned if the whole thing really is sturdy enough to hold more than one key and if the wall mount is sufficient. And I have to say, it really seems a lot more sturdy than I had thought in the beginning, and I'm super happy. I guess even with the 4 hangers, once they are fully equipped, they will hold nicely, both in the housing and also on the wall, and I'm super happy. Yeah, and that's so much for this tiny episode, and I will see you next week. Bye!